Hey guys, let's spend a couple of minutes today and talk about Quant, I was going to say favorite crypto. It's the one that I'm holding in long term, right? We all place our hedges. Bitcoin's obviously the smartest, safest long term play, but I'm betting pretty heavily into Quant long term. But that does not mean I'm not interested in how it's going to do this cycle in the bull run. I'm actually very interested in how it's going to do this bull run, specifically in the next 2 months. We're expecting a lot of news to come out with ISO regulations, the practice of the ISO coins in banks, and more specifically, the European Central Bank should be officially announcing what crypto or crypto companies it's going to use to help run the digital euro because they plan on having it running in full live testing November, which means they're going to have to announce it soon. Probably, I'm going to guess October. But when the announcement happens, whatever they choose is going to skyrocket. Again, I've got so many reasons to believe Quant is going to be one of the crypto that they choose. Uh, look back at my videos. Plenty of other YouTubers have had videos on it. So I don't want to spend the time doing that today. What I do want to cover today, however, is I want to throw out my price prediction. It hasn't changed. A couple levels of it. I'll get in that momentarily. I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. And then I want to just go ahead and tell you a little bit what I think about the price action of Quant, where I think good DCA or buy in to start a new position is. And we'll just kind of go on from there. This is not going to be a high detailed what Quant is video. I've got several of those. If you want more details, put down in the comments below what you're interested in. I will gladly make more videos ranting about how much I like Quant and how great I really think it is, both short term and long term, specifically with CBDCs. So we're just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to pull up charts momentarily and look at the ranges I'm looking at. So, but first, I owe you guys a price prediction. Told you it would come earlier, right? If with the information that we have right now that we know, not what we speculate or what we think could happen, like it gets the digital euro and digital pound deals, we don't know that yet. Just think that's happening. So what if we know? I think it's going to get close to all-time highs of a little over $400. All right. And that's if nothing new happens, nothing changes, no more news. That's just the cycle doing its thing. When it gets announced as a digital euro CBDC, I think then that would jump my price prediction up closer to $675, $700 range, because we already know that a lot of industry is buying it. You can look and follow the wallets. You can see how many whales there are in Quant. It's almost all industrial, not too much retail into it. They're buying as the price went down. The powers that be know. Anyway, so if nothing changes, I think around 400. If we get the digital euro deal that I'm expecting, I'm going to say it's going to get closer to 700. I think the highest it could go this cycle, next couple of months, realistically, is around 875 to 950. I don't think it's going to hit 1,000. New news can come out, but I'm pumped for this. I'm going to sell some of my Quant this year. Plan on selling everything else, and I'll hold some of it long term. What I sell, I plan on using to rebuy back in. That's my goals and methods. What about your guys's? As you think about it and write it down in the comments below, let's pull up the charts and I'll show you where I think good DCA ranges are and just kind of the price action in general. Okay, so what I have up here right now is the 6-month chart. I think gave a good idea of what's been going on. And look, I got some text in here with typos and everything included. Lovely. So where we are right now on Quant is right at $105. This is the lowest it has been for a while. I mean, look at the chart. Shows it's the lowest it's been for a little while. It's okay. The whole market's retracing. A good, healthy retrace once in a while is fine. It's just bad for our nerves. So what I'm looking at right now is, let's actually do this line first. This is personal, right? For me, I'm willing to buy Quant anywhere below $120. That was just what my price was 2 years ago when I started getting into it. And I do have a weekly buy-in of just, it's like $20 a week of just buying a little bit of Quant. And then I buy in actual larger DCAs when prices drop down a little bit. But so for me, if you want to know what I think a good price is, anything under 120. That's when I'm willing to buy. Right now is how risky do you want to get? How much do you think the market's going to continue to retrace? Personally, outside of a black swan event, the fifth attempt of World War III or something like that happening, I don't think we're going under $100 until maybe after this cycle. Even then, I'm not convinced. But outside of a major macroeconomic scare or anything, I don't think we're going under 100. However, if you want to play that risk, or if you want to keep a low DCA, or you're interested in opening position, but only if it goes down a little bit. When I do this gross measurement of, again, not on the daily by any means, but of general patterns of where there's a lot of resistance and support, resistance, support, crap ton of resistance and support lines right here is around the upper 97, low 98. Seems to, if it goes under 100, it tends to bounce down around 98. So that's not a bad spot, in my opinion, to put in DCA. My next big bulk buy, if it gets down that low, is 98. I'm not convinced it will. But I'm happy with my bag if I get no more into it. I do have a buy limit set. I think it was like 98.40. Don't hold me to it. If there is a black swan event and you want to put in a buy order just in case something stupid happens, the next big line I see is right above $90. Again, the way I do this, I just pull up a large chart. I'll look in the smaller on the monthly and weeklies too, of just where I see the most resistance lines of history, because it lets me know over time, where do people think that it's worth it? What prices is valuable to the masses? And just over $90 seems to be a big one. I really don't think it's going to go below that. I could always be wrong, and obviously you can always play your bets if you want. The next big spot is really around 85. And if you want to go a little less risky, which at this point I think it's all the same, about 86 and a half, 87. But for what it's worth, I've got a limit. I think it was a little under 98.50. I'm not confident it's going to get there, but if it does, I'll take advantage of it. I've got my weekly buys in up until about $120. Again, not financial advice, just explaining my process, my procedure, because this has been working very well for me. And if it's not up for you guys, more than fine. It's just a way of thinking. There's so many different ways to make money in this space. And even up at the top where I am, I think on the most bearish mood, we still have a 3.5 to 4x. And realistically, I'm looking at closer to 6 to 10. So that's the short of my thoughts and opinions on Quant's price action, where I think it's going to go, and how I think you can take advantage short term, next week or two, if you want to get in better prices to bring it down or start a new position. You guys now know a little bit my strategy. Tell me about yours. How deep are you into Quant? Are you still buying? Are you selling off during the cycle? Are you holding long term? I'm curious. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you as always for being here. You guys will hear from me again soon. Peace.